Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons Honour Among Thieves, the D&D movie. We're going to talk about the movie a little bit and then we're going to talk about all the tie-in content that's come out on D&D Beyond, which is all the magic items there in the movie. I made official stats for all those because many of them do not actually exist in D&D yet. And then as well as all the stat blocks for all the major characters in the movie as well. So we're going to have a look at those, but first we're going to talk about the movie itself. I've seen the movie not once, not twice, but 3 times. Once at the New Zealand premiere, and then I got invited to another pre-screening through Questbook, and finally I saw it a 3rd time once it came out with my son, Adam, because he really wanted to see it. He's 6 years old, and he loves D&D for some reason. I don't know where he gets it from, but he was dead keen to see it, so I saw it a 3rd time with him. Note the movie is M-rated, but in the movie they say the word shit twice, I think, and cartoon level violence. So there's no blood or goring like that. Like it's all, you know, hit by a sword and they fall down. There's no gore or anything, so it's fine. Like as far as I'm concerned. There's no issue here. I don't know. M seemed a bit of a harsh rating personally for the movie. Anyway, he loved it, by the way, and so did I guess. We'll get into my aspect of the review. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it enough to sit through the movie 3 times. It's a good, fun romp, good ride. Even it was still pretty entertaining, pretty fresh still, even after seeing it 3 times in relatively quick succession too. Like over a couple of weeks I saw it 3 times. So it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. I mean, if you haven't already, you watching this channel, so you like D&D, what are you doing? Get out there and watch it. It's really good. It is a D&D movie, so you know, complaints I've seen about the movie, I mean it's a D&D movie, not a traditional high fantasy movie. It's not Lord of the Rings or anything like that. Like all the characters can be a little thin. So like, why are the bad guys doing these things? Because they're evil. That's why. I don't need in-depth character motivations here. Things like that. You know, don't think about it too hard. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the little D&D Easter eggs and references. But if you don't get them, it's no major thing. It's just good fun. So check that out. And we'll get into these magic items and the character stats. Note spoilers from the movie, obviously. So again, if you haven't seen it, maybe pause this, quickly go see the movie, pop on back, and keep watching the video. Alright, the content I'm about to go through here is all on dndbeyond.com, all free and available to get your hands on. I just need an account, which is also free to sign up for. So go get it, basically. We're going to start with the legendary magic items from the movie, because they are probably the more useful thing to look at, especially if you want to put anything in your games. You're less likely to put in the movie characters using the stat blocks in the game, but who knows, you might. I guess you've got players who are really into the movie, you've got some cameo characters, well there you go. I'm definitely more interested in the magic items, but we'll start with those and then we'll go to the characters. So, we've got the Helm of Disjunction, which is a major MacGuffin in the movie. So, this was the wizard Mordenkainen crafted this sleek golden helm. Created other helms of disjunction that have yet to be found, so you can have other ones around. So, as an action while wearing this helm, which does require attunement, as evident in the movie, it was very clear, it definitely requires attunement. I'm surprised there's no, I felt like the attunement struggling to attune scenes felt like more of an artifact tuning, sentient item type deal personally, but whatever. But yeah, does require attunement by a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. As an action while wearing this helm, you can use it to emit an anti-magic pulse in a 300-foot radius sphere centered on yourself. The pulse has the following effects. Magic item disjunction. Potions and scrolls in the area are destroyed. All other magic items in the area have their magical properties suppressed for 1 minute. Artifacts are unaffected by this property, as are magic items on your person. So use the magic item at your peril. The rest of your party, who no doubt has potion scrolls and magical items, will not appreciate this at all. It's a pretty good magic item to give to a villain, I guess. They'll really get the players to hate the villain, won't they? I just dispelled all your potions and scrolls and suppressed all your magic items for this fight coming up now. Haha. That could be quite interesting. In addition to that, spell disjunction. Any ongoing spell ends if the creature, object, or area affected by it is even partly in the pulse's area. Sorry, teleportation circle, or those other ongoing spell effects that take a year to set up. Oh my god. But yeah, quite potent. Wave of Force. The anti-magic pulse is strong enough to knock down creatures close to you. Each creature within 30 feet of you must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or have the prone condition. Once it used the helm's property, it can't be used again until 1d4 days have passed. So you can't spam it too much. And there's a whole attunement slot for one-shot effect, but oof, what an effect. Yeah, I think this would be a fantastic item to have on a villain in a campaign. Because, yeah, I feel like player characters probably don't want to use this. Or if they do, in, I guess, a heist scenario, much like in the movie, and you pass off all your potions and scrolls, or your important magic items to the person wearing the helm, who can cast it and pass it back to protect them from the effect. To get past a magical barrier. But yeah, that's the Helmet Disjunction. The Hither to the Staff. A legendary staff which does not require attunement, which is amazing. No attunement required. This staff, so basically, yeah, clearly a writer in the movie likes portals, the portals to the game. Now you think of portals, where you take one portal somewhere, another portal somewhere else, so you can jump between. The spell I thought they were trying to replicate in the movie was the Arcane Gate spell, which is a level 6 spell. But no, they got a whole magic item for this. And yeah, they were definitely doing things in the movie with the portals that were beyond even the Arcane Gate spell's limitations. Anyway, here's a Hither to the Staff, and this is the item I want. If I was to play a character, give me this one. Best magic item. So this walking stick has a brilliant gemstone fitted at the top. The staff has 4 charges and regains 1d4 extended charges daily at dawn. As an action, you can expend 1 charge from the staff to create 2 linked teleportation portals, each one appearing on a flat surface of your choice that you can see within 1,500 feet of yourself. Alternatively, you can expend 1 charge in action to relocate one or both portals, subject to the same limitation. The surface on which the portal appears must be big enough to accommodate it. Each portal is a 2-dimensional glowing oval ring, and together they create an open doorway up to 6 feet high and 4 feet wide. Any creature or object entering one portal exits from the other as if the 2 portals were a single opening that connects their locations. A portal can appear on a moving surface, but the effects end when the 2 portals move more than 1 mile apart. As a bonus action, while holding the staff, you can close both portals, ending the effect, or suppress one portal, causing it to disappear until you relocate it, see above, during which time the remaining portal can't be used. The portals otherwise last for 24 hours. So very useful staff for coming up with creative solutions to problems. Really like the heist they did with this portal staff, getting the portal painting of Volo snuck into the carriage to get into the vault in the movie there. A lot of fun. I'm very intrigued to see this at the table in a D&D game. I can see a lot of fun with this. And no attunement. What a bargain. Alright, Horn of Beckoning Death. So this is very much a story MacGuffin item. A wondrous item, legendary, requires attunement by a sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. Probably a wizard. Probably a red wizard. So this horn, which I thought this horn was going to be the Horn of Orcus. I thought they're building up to like a Orcus plot or something in a future movie. But no, apparently it's just its own thing here. So resembling a small dragon's horn, this arcane device glows with a hellish internal light when held. As an action, while holding this horn, you can evoke a necromantic effect called the Beckoning Death. The Beckoning Death arrives at the start of the next turn and manifests as a crimson cloud of smoke that fills a 30-foot radius sphere centered on the horn. The sphere doesn't move with the horn, At the start of each of your turns, the spear's radius increases by 30 feet. The cloud disappears after 10 minutes, or when your concentration on the effect ends. Any creature, including you, that has 9 or fewer hit points when it ends its turn in the cloud is slain by beckoning death. A humanoid killed in this way instantly transforms into a zombie. The zombie obeys the commands of the Horn's creator, the Lich Zaz-Tam. Good old Zaz-Tam, playing that long game. Love seeing him in the movie. He's been lurking in the shadows as a Forgotten Realms D&D big bad for some time. Hinted at a lot of adventures. And they've announced a Thay adventure now. So hopefully expand on him further. Coming out in, I think, 2025. So still a while away yet. Anyway, once you use the Horn's property, it can't be used again for 1 whole year. What a plot MacGuffin. Alright, Horn of Beckoning Death. The Red Wizard Blade. So this legendary dagger is another story MacGuffin they put in the movie to get around resurrection magic. So forged by Red Wizards using a secret process known only to them. Man, what a process. And this grim steel dagger draws its power from the negative plane. When you hit a creature with a melee attack using its magic dagger, the target takes an extra 3d12 necrotic damage. It's a lot of damage. And yeah, so this is a bonus 3d12 necrotic damage every time you hit with this thing. Amazing. All rogues will want this. Legendary dagger. No treatment either. Amazing. Yeah, a creature reduced to 0 hit points by this weapon dies and can't be raised from the dead except by a deity or by a creature using a tablet of reawakening to cast the true resurrection spell. So casting a true resurrection spell normally, presumably does not work. You need the tablet of reawakening to cast the true resurrection spell and that will then work. Or just get God to do it. Easy. So this stops resurrection, which is amazing because otherwise it's real hard actually to stop. Like if you're playing a very high magic setting where resurrection magic's around, it's actually very hard to prevent it. I think, let's see, they don't trust someone with a, what's the story? Yeah, we're discussing it with some friends actually, ways of stopping resurrection. Basically, never trust someone with a Barghast farm. Someone's got a bunch of Barghast, because that's a D&D monster that eats souls, and so that can, sends them off to Gehenna or somewhere. So that can prevent resurrection potentially there. Get a bunch of farmer Barghast, so like a mafia boss with a Barghast farm to dispose of bodies and prevent resurrection. Or, a lich in a box. This is my lich I store in this cage here, just to dispose of, people so they don't get resurrected, eat their souls. Otherwise, yeah, it's very hard to stop that process. But now we've got a Red Wizard Blade, so we've got an item that can do it too. Like, otherwise you need to, like, imprison someone. Even then they can get around that. Get out. Yeah, Red Wizard Blade. And finally, the ultimate MacGuffin, the Tablet of Reawakening. This wondrous item, legendary of course, which is of Rashomon, created this tiny stone tablet to counter the necromancy of the Red Wizards. As an action, you can cast True Resurrection from the tablet. Once used in this way, the tablet turns to dust and is destroyed. So superior to a spell scroll or what have you. You don't need to do a caster roll. Anyone can just use this tablet. No problem. But one and done. Use it wisely. So that's all the legendary magic items from the movie. They had a few other magic items in the movie, but there were, in theory, actual magic items that do exist in D&D already, though they use them differently. Like the sending stones, for example, are supposed to use once a day, technically, but pretty sure most games, even who have them, people end up just using them as phones. For it's more convenient for roleplay. But yeah, that is the magic items. Again, they're all on D&D Beyond. Let's get up the stat block now. Alright, we now have the Thieves Gallery, which is the compendium of stat blocks for characters in the D&D movie. Alright. Let's scroll through here. All the artwork for them. Lovely artwork. I believe the same artwork they use for the magic cards as well. They made like a secret layer magic cards of the characters too. For those who care about magic cards. Alright. Dork, the Tiefling Druid, Had a lot of fun action scenes in the movie. Shapeshifting well beyond the normal limit. Level 18 druid maybe? As well as obviously turned to owlbear. But I suspect they've accounted for all that in the stat block. Let's have a look. So Doric, leather armor. Oh, best in stud leather, come on. So armor class 14. 104 hit points. Whew, that's a lot of hit points. Let's see. Strength 12, Dex 16, Con 14, Int 16, Wisdom 19, Charisma 10. I guess you can kind of see it. Alright. We've got Insight, Nature, Perception, and Survival for trained skills there. Got Resistance to Fire because of Tiefling. Dark Vision. Common, Druidic, Elvish, Infernal, and Sylvan. Okay, sure. So let's see, Doric makes 2 shaped claw or sling attacks. Should replace 1 attack with a use of spellcasting. Oh, so multi-attack and cast. Oh, sorry, do 1 attack and cast. Interesting. Roll flexibility there. So melee spell attack plus 7 to hit, reach 5, 1 target, hit 8 slashing damage. Okay. Or the sling is plus 6 to hit. Yeah. Range 30, 120 feet. 1 target does 8 bludgeoning damage. Sling does 2d4. Alright. So dark spells, DC 15. So animal messenger, beast sense, speak with animals at will, twice a day, cure wounds, entangle, fury fire, and thunder wave. Didn't really see her casting spells much actually during the movie. She has just a shape change. They change shape all the time. Clearly a moon druid. But she does her spells. Alright. So 5 times a day. 5 times. Is that how many times she transformed during the movie? In that one scene? I didn't count. But yeah, oof, okay, 5 apparently. Doric magically transforms into a beast with a challenge rating of 3 or less, or into an owlbear. Doric can remain in that form for up to 2 hours. She can choose whether her equipment falls to the ground, melds with her new form, or is worn by the new form. Doric reverts to her true form if she is incapacitated or dies. She can revert to her true form using a bonus action. While Doric is transformed, her stat block is replaced by the stat block of that form, so she keeps her current hit points, hit point maximum, the bonus action, or her alignment, and her intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. Alright. Reactions: Fire Rebuke, 3 times a day. When Doric is damaged by a creature that she can see within 60 of herself, she may actually engulfs the creature in flames. She just must make a DC 15 Dex save, or take 16 fire damage on the failed save. How much 6-1. So got Hellish Rebuke, but Fire Rebuke there. Didn't see her do that during the movie either. But yeah, I guess they didn't really. These stat blocks are just going through what they'll likely have, as well as what they did during the movie to kind of get that happy middle ground. But yeah, it's Doric. Pretty cool character. Doric. I quite enjoyed her in the movie. Got Ejin Davis, the Bard, who did not do any spells in the movie as a bard, which is interesting. A lot of people online are upset about that. He just did a lot of talking, which, I mean, bards do a lot of talking. So he's got, again, mate, invested in some better armor. 14. 110 hit points. Let's see, we've got the strength 14, dex 16, con 14, int 14, wisdom 16, charisma 18. We've got deception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand as his trained skills there. Seems quite a low skill count for a bard. I feel like he should have more skills, especially since he seemed to be just all skills anyway, rather magic. So he's got he can make 2 reinforced loot or short sword attacks. So you can attack with his loot, immediate weapon attack, plus 5 to hit, reach 5 feet. So on a hit, 6 bludgeoning damage, plus 11 thunder damage. Okay. A little, like, booming blade action going on there with his loot. Interesting. Or you can use a sword if he wants. See, there's 6 piercing damage, plus 11 thunder damage. Must be some kind of booming blade or something going here, or they're justifying his magic that way, somehow. He's got disorientating words. Magically taunts up to 3 creatures. You can see within 60 of himself. Each creature must make a 16 on a DC 15 wisdom save or take 10 psychic damage. This is on the next attack roll it makes before the start of each next turn. Okay, sure. And he's got friends, a message at will. He's got charm person, disguise self 3 times a day, and suggestion once a day. Reactions, got inspiring words. When a creature agent can see within 60 feet of himself, fails an ability check, an attack roll or saving throw, agent grants the creature magical encouragement. The creature can roll d8 and add the number rolled to the total, potentially turning the failure into a success. Fair enough. There were definitely scenes during the movie where I could imagine, things happening where they're doing rolls and kind of like, okay, clearly someone failed a roll there, rolled this. When the Thunderchild, the chubby red dragon, who's right out of the abyss, by the way. It's in the Outer Abyss adventure. When he was trying to charge up his breath weapon, because dragons have d6 recharge. You roll 5 or 6 on a d6 to get their flame breath back. I can imagine the DM off screen try to roll at d6. Come on, try to recharge its breath attack to burn alive all the players when they're in that little dead end cave area. That battle map with the chains, that ruined city with chains over lava battle with the dragon running around. I really want to build that battle map. I think that'd be a lot of fun to play with. I need to figure that out, how to do that. But definitely, that was so cool, that battle. Anyway, it's Edgin. Let's get to Forge Fitzwilliam, the one of the antagonists for the film. Old Hugh Grant there. Alright. It's got armor class 17 from his disarming charm. He never actually used that crossbow in the end of the movie. He puts it out once. Never got shot off. Anyway. Hit points 110. Strength 11. Dex 14. Con 13. Int 15. Wisdom 17. I'm surprised his wisdom's that high. He didn't seem that wise to me. Charisma 20. Let's see. So acrobatics, deception, investigation, persuasion, sleight of hand, stealth. He's a rogue, but he's felt more like a mastermind rogue to me. Because he didn't really do much during the movie. Forge, he isn't wearing armor. His AC includes his charisma modifier. Or maybe he's a swashbuckler or something. They have a similar kind of charisma abilities too. Anyway. Double cross. If Forge hits a creature friendly to him with an attack roll, the attack roll is automatically a critical hit. Right. He double crosses someone. Of course, he crits on someone who was his friend. Great. Don't be friends with this guy, basically. He's got evasion. Standard, plus dex save, takes no damage. Rogue ability there. Actions, multi-attack. You got 2 dagger attacks or 2 heavy crossbow attacks. Or 1 of each. Why not? Mix it up. So he's got a plus 5 to hit with his dagger. There's 4 piercing damage plus 24 poison damage. And it targets poison until the end of its next turn. Ooh, poison condition. Oof. Alright. Or it's got the heavy crossbow, which is plus 5 to hit. 7 piercing damage plus, again, 24 damage. Hit or miss if it targets a creature. It has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the start of Forge's next turn. Oh, okay. Rude. That helps him survive quite well. A lot of damage putting out too. Alright, sure. Bonus actions, you can take the dash, disengage, or hide action as a bonus action. As well as reactions, you can halve the damage he takes from an attack that hits him. You must be able to see the attacker. So uncanny dodge there. Yeah, okay. Apparently Forge is quite the badass. Sure. Holga Kilgore. Good old Holga. I think my favorite scene though throughout the movie was the Jonathan will get us out. He's out of Kruka. You know who can get us out, it'll be him. And their grand escape, grabbing Jonathan, finally, the big payoff, and jump out the window. But we're going to pardon you. That was a fantastic moment in the movie. And then the callback to it at the end. Poor Jonathan. Anyway, Holga Kilgore. Got 15 armor defense. Our resident barbarian here, 120 hit points, 40 foot movement, 19 strength, 14 dex, 16 con, 11 int, 16 wisdom, and 13 charisma. Got athletics, determination, nature, and survival trained. Alright. Damage resistance lightning. Don't think that came up at all during the movie that there's lightning resistance going on, but sure. Can speak common and halfling. Halfling makes sense. For a love interest there. Reckless at start of each of her turn. Start of her turn, Holger can gain advantage. With attack rolls during her turn, but attack rolls against her have advantage. So classic Reckless barbarian ability. Special equipment has Dark Steel Great Axe, magic weapon that grants her resistance to lightning damage while she carries it. Okay. While Holger isn't wearing armor, her AC includes Constitution modifier. Right. Classic barbarian ability there. Make sure that Great Axe clean it with linseed oil on the regular, as evident in the movie. Alright, Holger makes 3 Dark Steel Great Axe or improvised weapon attacks in any combination. 3 attacks. The envy of all barbarians. Actually, she's maybe a berserker, I guess. Because otherwise, barbarians never get more than 2, which I always thought was weird. But barbarians need more attacks. Anyway, so Dark Steel Great Axe, melee weapon attack plus 7 to hit, reach 5. So hits for 10 slashing damage, or improvised weapon. 7 to hit does just 7 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Bonus actions, wrestle, Holger shoves a creature within 5 feet of herself. The creature must have seen its DC 15 strength saving throw or be moved 5 feet to an occupied space of Holger's choice. Oh, she can move you off the bonus. Sure. Sounds fun. Alright. Simon Amur. Good old Simon. Sorcerer. I love me old Sorcerer. One of my favourite classes in the game. So, and he's a wild sorcerer too. So, I've played all the way from level 120 as a wild sorcerer. Very chaotic. Anyway, so he's got 12 armor class or 15 with mage armor, 99 hit points, and it's strength 8. Makes sense. We're shocked to see a sorcerer more than 8 strength. Dex 14, Con 13, Int 16, Wisdom 12, and Charisma 17. So you got Arcana, Deception, History, and Religion as survival trained. Okay. Got the old Dark Vision from being a half-elf. Common, Draconic, Elvish. Got the Phalanstry from half-elf. That's all standard. A Prey carries a bag of holding. Don't recall him ever using that in the movie. Got 2 pairs of Sending Stones. Yep. It passed those out. And he's got a Deathly Token, which is MacGuffin to allow them to cast a cleric spell because they don't have a cleric. For that Speak with Dead spell. So wild magic, when Simon takes 20 or more damage from a single source or takes damage from a critical hit, you must roll on the wild magic search table in the player's handbook. Okay, it's a different way of doing wild magic, sure. I think it's trying to replicate the magic fight he did, the magic show fight, where he got jumped on by townsfolk he was robbing. Maybe it's trying to replicate that. Anyway, reverse gravity. So Simon makes 3 quarterstaff or chaos bolt attacks. He can replace 1 attack with 1 use of spellcasting. Oof, that's a lot of attacks. Go Simon. So quarterstaff attack plus 2 to hit. Oh, don't bother, mate. For 2 damage, yeah. Oh dear. There's a bonus 11 force damage. Okay, but still, oof, don't bother. Chaos bolt though, plus 6 to hit. On a hit does 14 damage of a random type determined by rolling a d8. Wonderful. And then spellcasting, roll d6 on a 1. Simon must roll on the wild magic search table in the player's handbook. Oh my gosh. All the wild magic. On a roll 2 or higher, Simon casts one of the following spells using Charisma as the spellcasting ability. DC 14, so we've got Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Prestation, Speak with Dead from the token. So Fog Cloud, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Spider Climb, Bigby's Hand, Major Image. And, man, now I'm trying to envision a wild sorcerer as a villain in a campaign. Just, he said, actually turns out with a pop fly at one point, and that's the end of him being a villain, I suppose. Fun times with the wild sorcerers. Anyway, reactions. Still, he's got this reaction as well. When Simon or another creature you can see within 10 feet of himself would take damage, he conjures a shimmering 10-foot radius sphere of magical force centered on himself. Creatures inside the sphere have resisted damage that triggered this reaction. This shimmering shield. Oh, because this is the shield spell. It's weird because I thought, did he try and cast shield spell in the movie? as well as doesn't have counterspell either. Actually, that was a big point in the movie too. They had counterspell, so they missed those from his stat block too. Poor Simon, he got nerfed. Anyway, there he is there. The hill to the staff, so good. Safina, the other villain of the movie, the Red Wizard. Alright. So, our class, oh, she's humanoid. I thought she might be undead. She definitely looked like an undead person in the movie there, but oh well, maybe not. Maybe it's just an aesthetic choice. Armor class 14, Magic Robe, it's a 17 with Mage Armor. Okay. Hit points 161. We got Strength 12, Dex 14, Con 18, Int 20, Wisdom 14, Charisma 8. Oh, I thought she was more charismatic than that. See, Strength 2, Dex 3, Con 5, Int plus 7. Oh my god, she's got all the saves apparently. All the bonuses saves was 8, Charisma 0. Okay. She's got real protection or something going here. Okay. Arcana, History, and Insight are trained. Resist necrotic damage. Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Infernal, Thayan. Oh no, she got Thayan as a separate language. Alright, Safina wears a magic robe that grants her a +2 bonus to AC and a +1 bonus to all saving throws, included above. Oh, good for her. Safina makes 3 necrotic strike attacks, which is a melee or ranged spell attack, +10 to hit, reach 5 feet, or range 120 feet. On one target hit, does 32 necrotic damage. Oof. It's 5d10 plus 5. Oof. Okay. There's 3 of those. They can roll well. Okay, that'd be quite a lot of damage. As well as she can cast flying spells. DC 18. Mage Hand Message. Prestation. Bestow Curse. Big Beast Hand. Dimension Door. Mage Armor. Ugly's Resilience Sphere. And Thunder Wave. Edward's Black Tentacles, Finger of Death, Time Stop. Swarm Meteors, so if you magically calls down a meteor swarm that detonates in 4 40-foot radius spheres, each one seated on a point you can see within 1 mile of yourself. These spheres can overlap. Each creature in 1 or more of these spheres must make a DC 18 Dex saving throw, takes 35 fire damage, 35 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half damage on 6-1. Creature model spheres takes this damage only once. So it's like I guess a meteor swarm. Why is it not just a spell? Is it a nerf version maybe? Anyway, let's get that. And no Misty Step. I'm sure you used that spell. And did she have like True Seeing or something to spot the druid in the movie too? Like I think there's a few spells she used that aren't listed here. Yeah, bonus actions, you can summon a Wraith apparently. I don't remember her summoning a ghost minion at all, but okay. Sophia Magic summons the spirit of a Thayan Assassin. I guess a Thayan Assassin did show up in the movie, but I'd say as a magical effect, I think she just called a guy up to come boat on in. This witch appears as a Wraith. The summoned Wraith appears in an awkward space with 60 feet of Safina. Whom it obeys, the summoned Wraith takes its turn immediately after Safina. It lasts for 1 hour until it or Safina dies, or until Safina dismisses it as a bonus action. Anyway, that is her. Alright. Zinc Yendar. Paladins. My other favorite class in the game. What can't they do? So good. Such a good representation of Paladin, of a Paladin player in the movie there. I'm just the best at everything, and just the best guy ever. Haha. Apparently wearing half plate though, 15. Okay. I mean, I guess I could debate that look could be full plate. For sure. Hit points 157. Strength 19. Dex 11. Con 16. Int 14. Wisdom 16. And Charisma 17. Athletics, History, Insight, and Survival trained. Got Charm, Frightened, Poison immunities. Dark Vision 60 feet. Common Thayan. Undercommon. Oh yeah. He knows about the Underdark and stuff. Got Aura Protection. Zinc and his allies within 10 feet of him have advantage on saving throws. Just rather than adding a charisma bonus aside for advantage. Sure. Man, Paladin Auras are good. Multi-attack. Zinc makes 3 Dagger Sword attacks and uses Dagger Sword Flourish. You can replace Dagger Sword Flourish with Cleansing Touch if it's available. Yeah, the whole sword that breaks up into daggers and goes back into sword again. It's kind of weird. Not sure why they bothered doing that. I wonder if it's a reference to anything I'm missing. But anyway, sure, he's got a Dagger Sword. Choose the attack that corresponds to the Dagger Sword's current form. Because the sword changes forms. So when it's long sword, it does +8 to hit. It does 8 slashing damage. Or 9 if you hold it with hands. +6 radiant damage. Always roll a d12 radiant on these decks. Okay. He's got a +8 to hit. Short sword and dagger. And does 7 piercing damage +6 radiant damage. Got Dagger Sword Flourish. Choose one of the options that corresponds to the Dagger Sword's current form. So the long sword, it magically detaches longsword blade from its hilt, launching the blade to a creature you can see within 30 feet of himself. The target must make a DC 16 dex save. I'll say the target is impaled by the blade, taking 14 piercing damage and is not prone. At the end of the current turn, the blade magically reattaches to its hilt. Sure. And then Zinc lashes out with both weapons. Each creature's choice within 10 feet of him must make a dex 16 saving throw, or I failed to say take 7 piercing damage, disadvantage on attack rolls until starts Zinc's next turn. Let's just say the creature takes half as much damage and scores no other effect. Sure. And he's got Cleansing Touch, so you can creature 5 feet himself, target magically regains 27 hit points and gains a bit of a lesser restoration spell. Bonus actions, Dagger Sword Shift. Zinc changes the form of his Dagger Sword. Choose one of the following forms, a long sword or a short sword in one hand and a dagger in the other. Okay. Sure. Seems unnecessarily complicated. And no spellcasting for this paladin. Oh well. His stat block was getting pretty long, I suppose. And that's it. That is all the tie-in content for the movie. I mean, we got some free dice as well. Off the matured. But yeah, that's it. That's all the free content on D&D Beyond. Alright, I'm Brad Thompson. This has been Cutting Words. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these, amazing videos that pop out on the regular on the YouTubes. Thank you so much to those subscribed already. Really helping the channel grow. Very much appreciate it. Oh, getting closer and closer to those big numbers. Alright. Thanks so much, everyone. Catch you around and happy gaming.